Hello, hello, hello. My name is LaKeesha Hines, and you're watching the Fire Starter Show. Again, not my typical studio, not my typical environment, but it's okay. We got to get it done because it's important that I connect with all of you. Um, Tonight, we are talking about positive reasons to initiate new growth. I am all about acronyms. And so I created this acronym for spring. And it is, again, where we are seeking positive reasons for initiating growth. Springtime is a time of rejuvenation, rebirth. It's refreshing. There's symbolism about it that a lot of times focuses on reincarnation, obviously the resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We're talking about a lot because Easter's right around the corner. And again, it's really about new beginnings. But many times we want to initiate these new beginnings because we want something that we have not had before. We want something different. And so I was researching different flowers because I'm actually a flowers girl. Tulips are actually my favorite flower, but I was researching different flowers and different trees and the flowers that they produce. And I came across the cherry tree, and I want to talk to you a little bit about the cherry tree because cherry blossoms, it produces cherry blossoms, and they are symbolic of all of the things that I was talking about. Spring is one of the biggest things, but a time of renewal and the fleeting nature of life. Cherry blossoms are symbolic for the fleeting nature of life. And I just want to tell you all, one of the reasons why I'm not in my studio tonight is because I had to run to the aid of a family member. They lost their wife in a fatal car crash this morning. And it made me think about how fleeting life is, how fleeting moments are, how we can be here today but gone tomorrow, and how we really need to maximize our time here on this earth. And so the cherry blossom being symbolic of the fleeting nature of life, I felt was so appropriate for our time together this evening. Some facts about the cherry blossoms. They represent the fleeting nature of life because their life is very short. And after their beauty peaks around 2 weeks, the blossoms actually start to fall, just like how we're enjoying life one moment and then it stops. It shows that we have a short period to live. So those moments that we are living have to be lived to the fullest. Cherry blossom or sakura, meaning it is connected with power, command, impact, authority, influence, and privilege. Cherry blossoms actually tell about human existence, that how this tree represents about time when season starts. Cherries will blossom in a powerful, strong, graceful, and majestic way. So in Chinese culture, the cherry blossom symbolizes the dominance of females and the beauty that she holds. And so, ladies, we know we're awesome, but the Chinese and the cherry blossoms, they actually just confirm that. Other things that cherry blossoms are symbolic of as it pertains to spring. We know again that spring symbolizes rebirth and renewal. And it also represents love, joy, hope, and growth. And growth is the process of developing or maturing physically, mentally, spiritually, or all of the above. How do we as human beings grow mentally? Well, it starts with our mindset. And a growth mindset literally is a belief that a person's capacities and talents can be improved over time. So I'm inviting each and every one of you to spring into a growth mindset, because If you don't have a growth mindset, what you really have is a fixed mindset. And the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset is a fixed mindset is limiting. It is the limiting belief that the capacity to learn and improve cannot be meaningfully developed. Whereas a growth mindset is open to the effort, even if it takes time. So we have to have this growth mindset and not a fixed mindset. And we should have to reject that fixed mindset so that we can be more open to success. So if we're going to spring into the life that we want to have, we have to change our mindset, because it all starts with our mind, and transitioning from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. The language that we use matters as it pertains to a growth versus a fixed mindset. The language that something will never happen, or that things always go wrong, or it'll forever be this way, is a fixed mindset, and you are limiting the possibilities of what it could actually be when you use those words like it will never change, it will never be this way. So I'll give you an example. If, let's just say, your child or someone sucks at math, just like not good at it. It's hard for them. They struggle with it. And they say, oh my God, I suck at math. I'm not good at math, and I'll never be good at math. Well, that's a growth mindset. A fixed mindset. A growth mindset would say, man, I'm really struggling with this math thing. But I believe that with more help, with time, with patience, I will be able to master this. You leave open the possibilities, and you leave room for your capabilities and abilities to thrive. You leave room for you to be able to flourish in an area that may be difficult or challenging for you. But if you start off saying that I can't do this and I'll never be able to do this and I'm going to always fail at math, then that's exactly what's going to happen. And you can replace math with whatever. It doesn't matter what you interject in that math place. It could be your marriage. It could be your relationship. It could be your promotion at work. It could be your job performance. It could be your weight. It could be your diet. It could be your health, whatever. If you tell yourself that it's always going to be this way and it's never going to be better, that's exactly what's going to happen. So we have to swap out negative framing and replace it with positive framing that will create opportunities for us to grow and improve. So now, what does it take to plant a growth mindset? Well, we have to focus on the why. Why do you want to have a growth mindset in the first place? Because I want to tell you right now, once you make up your mind that you're going to do something different, here comes the enemy attacking your thoughts. And when it gets difficult, you're going to tap out. You'll want to quit. So you have to have a strong why, and you have to remember your why, but you have to go back to why you said you want to do it in the first place and let that be your motivation and your focus. But if you don't have a why, then you will most certainly quit before you make it to where you want to go. So the why is critically important. Also, focus on the learning. So as I'm on this journey of trying to change my mindset or to try to get to where I want to be, what am I learning along the way? Because there's always something to learn. There's always someone that you can learn from, right? So what am I picking up? What am I learning? What knowledge can I take and apply to my own life and possibly assist someone else on their journey toward transformation? A really, really big one is to aim for progress and not perfection. Many, many times we're trying to get it perfect. We're trying to get it just right. We don't want to have any mistakes. We don't want to have any hiccups or anything like that. But you know what? You're going to make mistakes because you're human and no one is perfect. So because no one is perfect, that means that our actions, our behaviors, our thoughts, they're not going to be perfect. We are striving for progress and not perfection, because we can appreciate progress. We can celebrate progress. But if we never make it to perfection, which many of us are not going to in isolated situations, right? We know we'll never be perfect human beings, but there are things sometimes we put plans in place and they do go perfectly. But if that is what we're striving for, that perfection, and we don't reach it, then that will make us want to quit, because you can't experience success And when we don't experience success, again, we will want to tap out. We will want to quit. So aim for progress and not perfection. Another one, oh my God, it took me years to get to this place. But thank God, by His grace and with His help and His assistance, I'm here now where I can own my mistakes and talk about them. At one point, it was so hard for me to own my mistakes. I didn't want to look at my shortcomings and my flaws and all these things because I was a perfectionist. So I'm a perfectionist in recovery. Y'all pray for me. But I will say that it is difficult at times to own your mistakes and to talk about them. But you have to own it. You have to be accountable, because if you are constantly blaming other people, other situations and circumstances for why things didn't go you want them to go, you'll never grow. You'll never learn because you're not owning it. You're not saying it's you, it's the circumstance, the situation, and everybody else. But when you take ownership and you talk about it, talk through it, think about it, process it, you can look and see, well, man, you know what? I know at this point right here, I made a decision. I could have made a different decision. You're learning things along the way. You're figuring out what works and what doesn't work so you don't repeat the same mistakes. But that all starts with you owning your mistakes and talking through it. Then you have to explore and stretch your strengths. You have to explore what your strengths are and explore them. So a lot of times, because there's two different schools of thoughts with strengths and weaknesses, right? There's some people who believe, experts who believe that you focus on your weaknesses and you focus on building those up and turning your weaknesses into strengths. But there's another school of thought that says focus on your strengths and perfect those. I like that school of thought because we're focusing on the positive. That doesn't mean that you don't work on your areas of opportunity. That's not what that's saying. But what it is saying is let's get as strong as we can be. Let's be the best we can be with these strengths and let's build those up. So then that way we are experiencing success. Remember, I said if you're not experiencing success, you'll tap out. So explore your strengths and stretch them. What does it take to actually plant a growth mindset? Oh my gosh. Learning hurts. Learning hurts. So you got to focus on the why. Remember, focus on the why, because the why will keep you motivated to keep doing the work and doing what you need to do. You have to think about the fact that there is no failure. Only learning, according to Nelson Mandela. He said there is no failure, only learning. And when you develop that mindset that it's not about me failing, it's about this didn't go well. Let me look at why. Let me explore why. What can I learn from this experience that I can apply to future aspirations and goals and future attempts? Thomas Edison said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. So again, mindset. Taking a positive and realistic attitude towards experience literally can lead to record-breaking achievements, like Nelson Mandela, like Thomas Edison. Aim for that progress and not perfection. Man, think about Thomas Edison as he was going through doing all these experiments and failing time after time after time. I'm sure he wanted to tap out and quit, but he was like, I'm getting closer to my goal. I'm getting closer to achieving my goal. And that was focusing on the progress and not the perfection. We as human beings are programmed to avoid mistakes and get it right now. Like, we don't want to make mistakes. We don't want to mess up or whatever. Like, we're trying to avoid messing up and we want to get it right now. And that's not always the case. There are times where you're going to have to fall first. Even when you're learning how to walk, you're going to fall a few times before you master it. Perfection comes at a price. Perfection comes at a price, because if that's your focus, then a lot of times it will stifle your growth. It will prevent you from being able to make decisions and being able to move. And sometimes you just got to step out on faith and you have to take a risk and you just have to jump sometimes. But if you're waiting for perfection, you may miss your window of opportunity to actually move. And maybe you taking that first step, God will step in then and carry you the rest of the way. But if you never step out, you'll never move up. Just saying. And if you do make a mistake and you get to that place where you're willing to talk about it openly, here are some questions that you can ask. What went wrong? What happened? How is that okay? What did you learn? What would you want to do differently next time, if anything? These are questions that you ask yourself. So again, you can use it as a learning opportunity. Stepping into and stretching your strength areas literally can be a great opportunity to shift from fixed to growth mindset, to take a risk. And sometimes that's what we have to do. But more importantly, to develop new behaviors and new habits because you're choosing a different attitude. And I told you, everything is about attitude. So I want to give you this quote, a couple quotes that I thought were really, really good. Spring is the best life coach. It gives you all the energy you want, all the positive thoughts you wish, and all the boldness you need. This was by Mehmet Murat Ildam. Spring is coming. Time for some cleaning. Remove all the self-doubt, worry, jealousy, regret, anger, guilt, or any other negative emotions that are holding you back from your happy, fulfilled life. Nanette Matthews. And lastly, I just want to say, spring is all about seeking positive reasons to initiate new growth. What reasons do you have to initiate new growth? How can you shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset? What are some areas where you need to own your mistakes, talk them through, and figure out what you need to do differently? Come up with a plan and a strategy for doing things differently. But most important, don't quit. That's what's most important. So I want to share something with you right quick. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hi there, my name is LaKeesha Hines and I'm the founder and CEO of Firestarter Coaching Services. I'm reaching out to invite you to attend our 2-hour live class on Saturday, March 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this class, we'll be discussing the barriers to receiving blessings. Do you want more love, health, wealth, to lose weight, to learn new things, to just have overall more pleasure in life? If so, what's stopping you? You! Find out how we block our own blessings every day by becoming a student in my life class. To register for class, simply scan the QR code on your screen. Remember, don't meet me there, beat me there. See you soon!
So I'm super excited about Barriers to Blessings live class that's happening this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please, please, please register. It's not too late. There's still space available, and I would love to see you there. This is really all about getting out of your own way and getting to the root of what's preventing you from getting to where you want to be in life, and whatever the area is, and giving you tips, tools, and strategies for how to get there. So like I said, not too late to register. You most certainly can. Hopefully you scan that QR code on the screen, but if not, you can send a text to 727-213-8247, 727-213-8247. Or if you follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, you can go to Firestarter Coaching Services page, and there's information on the page about the live class, which is happening this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Do not miss. All right. So don't forget, seek positive reasons to initiate new growth, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Please keep my family in your prayers, and I will see you all here. Hopefully on Saturday, I'll see you at 10 a.m. But if not, I'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Same time, maybe a different place. Love you all. Have a good night.